Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Cleveland Browns Dog Pound South podcast. I'm your host, Steve Gill, and this is part of the Fanatical Elves Network, which is part of the Fans First Sports Network. So, preseason is over. Last game yesterday, Kansas City. Let's start with the positives. I thought the number one offense played very well. Played for most of the fourth series for Deshaun Watson and starting offensive line, which is good. He looked sharp, good decision making. The touchdown pass to David Njoku was a perfect little corner route timing pattern. Ball placed exactly where he wanted to go. The long pass to Amari Cooper showed what he can do when he's on the run. So I was very encouraged. On the defensive side, I know the Kansas City wasn't playing the MVP, Patrick Mahomes, but still, defense minus Anthony Walker at middle linebacker and Sione Takitaki and Myles Garrett still put pressure on and did what you're supposed to do to a inexperienced backup quarterback. Make him make mistakes, and that's what he did. Third straight game, the defense scored points, 2 pick sixes. The one to Juan Thornhill, man, he timed that perfectly. He knew exactly where that ball was going. The quarterback telegraphed where he was passing it, and he just ran right into it. And nice little run afterwards. So I thought that was very encouraging. As for the number 2 offense and number 3 offense and number 2 defense, well, the number 2 defense, the number 2 secondary just got picked apart by Blaine Gabbert, and that's what's going to happen when you go up against an experienced quarterback. Same thing happened with Washington with Jacoby Brissett. They will pick you apart. So I'm not too worried about that. These are guys playing for the practice squad, so I'm not going to worry about that. Negatives. Man. Jordan Wilkins. The first fumble, I'm not going to put solely on him. That was a timing issue between he and Watson, and you could tell that the timing between the two players was not good. Nick Chubb wouldn't have happened if Nick Chubb. And the second one, it appeared that Wilkins was just in the wrong spot. Luckily, he recovered his own fumble, but no, we're going to have the team is going to have to find another running back. We still don't know what's going on with Jerome Ford and his hamstring. So I'm sure the Browns will be watching the waiver wire. Like I said before, the first team defense, because of one of those fumbles, was forced into a situation on a short field, forced a field goal. Love that. JOK played extremely well. Defensive line played extremely well. Jordan Kanashik is not a starting middle linebacker in the NFL. He's a great special teamer, but you could tell that if Anthony Walker or Taki was in there, it would have made a big difference on some of those plays. The offensive line, I'm a little concerned. They did not play the greatest. I'm sure they're going to go back and look at the tape, and Coach Callahan is going to go over a few things. Jedrick Wills still seems to be standing around a lot and looking to see where Deshaun Watson is. Deshaun Watson did run into a sack, which, that is going to happen with him. The backup tackles, DeJuan Jones played well, but James Hudson, I'm sorry, they're going to have to find a veteran backup left tackle. That draft pick is just not working out. It isn't. He nearly got Dorian Thompson-Robinson killed on a couple plays. That's not good. Again, Michael Dunn played well at guard. He's going to be one of the backups. I'm hearing this morning that the starting center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is injured and likely out for the season. Could that create a situation where they could trade Nick Harris to the Buccaneers? I'm sure Tampa is going to sit and wait and see what hits the waiver wire first. Wide receivers played well. It's a shame Hakeem Grant got hurt on the very first play. He's out for the season. Broken patella. That's just that's a shame. But that changes the wide receiver room a little bit. If the Browns choose to keep two quarterbacks on their 53, that'll create an opening on the wide receiver, but they still need a kick returner. I am not happy with Demetric Felton as a kick returner. I know Jerome Ford did kick returns last year, and DPJ did punt returns. But again, we don't know what's going on with Ford's hamstring, if he's going to be ready to open the season. That's a big question mark. The wide receiver room is going to clear itself out a little bit due to this. I think Watkins has made the team, but how many games is he going to be inactive? That's a good question to remember. What else happened? Like I said, defensive secondary, in the second team. Denzel Ward, another concussion. I don't even know how many this is, but we're getting to the point where stays in protocol. He's got to take a deep look if he wants to continue to play this game. I don't even know how many concussions I can't remember. I think this is number 4. I mean, there's a point in your life where you got to take your health over your love of a game. And this Denzel Ward might be getting to that point. That's why you always have a lot of cornerbacks on the roster, especially with Denzel Ward. He gets hurt every year. Other than that, pretty clean game. Some of the backups played in the fourth quarter, played very well. So let's get to the burning question of kicker. Cade York, both Barry and Andrew Barry and Kevin Stefanski have said they are confident in him. But then, in college football, when an AD says that about a coach, that's a kiss of death. So I know a lot of people are complaining about the holder, Bajorquez. Look, as many coaches as they have on this staff, if they thought it was the holder, they would have replaced the holder. It's either the punter or a backup quarterback. So, I don't, it's not the holder. It's just a little confidence in Cade York. I mean, last year he made that great kick in the first game. He was 8 for 8 until he hit the Chargers game when he missed 2. And ever since then, it's been downhill. It's been, just his confidence is shaken. I mean, he did well on his extra points, and the 40-yarder with about 4 minutes left in the game was right down the middle. The last one appeared to be tipped. I'm going to go back and watch it again and slow it down just to see. We'll see. We'll see how much that vote of confidence by Stefanski and Barry holds out. Cut down day, 4 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday the 29th. You'll probably see a lot of teams start peeling them off here Monday, maybe even today. Always watch. They got to watch the waiver wire for running backs. They need to get a left tackle. I'm sorry, they do. I've given up on James Hudson. And possibly some more corner, depending on Denzel Washington's. And a possible kick returner. Jalen Darden returned to practice this week. He may make the roster now because of Hakeem Grant's injury. He may be slotted in there as the 6th wide receiver. We'll see. He's injuries as well. Like my fellow contributor, Joel McCade says, you know, have we seen him play in a game yet? Have we? You know, there you have it. I don't know. Maybe they're going to keep an eye out for another wide receiver to handle punts and kicks. Anthony Schwartz didn't play. He's pretty much gone. He's going to get cut, and it's a shame. He seems like a nice kid, but that's what happened when you draft track stars. Some very rarely do they turn out to be good football players. So let's take a break right now, and we'll come back and talk about the 53-man roster. Are you a fan of NFL teams? Obviously you are. You're watching this. You're a Browns fan. Would you love to attend your favorite team's Week 1 game? Well, you're in luck. Fans First Sports Network is giving away 4 free tickets to Week 1 game of your choice, up to $5,000. And the rules to enter are really, really simple. You just go to contest.fanfirstsports.com. That's contest.fansfirstsports.com and fill out the appropriate information. That's it. Once you've done that, you've been officially registered to win the 4 free tickets to any Week 1 NFL game. So what are you waiting for? Enter. The contest ends on September 4th. So I just want to let you know about that. That seems like an excellent contest to enter. 4 free tickets. 4 free tickets to the Browns game, worth up to $5,000. Come on. Go there. Again, that's contest.fansfirstsports.com. All right, 53-man roster. I wrote an article for my blog, dogpoundsouth.net. I posted it right before the game started. And, of course, I included barring injury. And, of course, I had Hakeem Grant making the team. So you might want to pencil in Jalen Darden or an available free agent. I went with 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs. The third running back, a veteran free agent. I just don't see anything in Wilkins and Hall. Hall will make the practice squad. Demetric Felton, no confidence in them. 3 tight ends. We still don't know about Harrison Bryant's health issue. That's something to keep an eye on. I had 7 wide receivers, with the 6th and 7th being Grant and Watkins. 10 offensive linemen. I penciled in Luke Whippler as a backup guard and Michael Dunn as a backup guard, with Posick and Harris as the centers. Whippler has played guard in 2 of the games, so we'll see what happens there. They love versatility. That backup left tackle, James Hudson, that's something also to keep an eye on. On the defensive side of the ball, I put in 9 defensive linemen. That will depend on, I have a feeling Alex Wright will be on the final 53, but they will put him on the injured reserve so he can come back in 6 weeks. And Maurice Hurst will make the squad. I think he deserves it. He's played extremely well. 6 linebackers. They're pretty much, well, it depends on Taki Taki. If Taki Taki's put on the pup list, then Diabete will make the team. I think Tony Fields definitely will make the team. He played extremely well yesterday. When the number 2s came in, I think he was the only one running around like a madman making tackles. I've got 6 corners. That also depends on Denzel Ward's concussion, but I think 6 corners and 4 safeties. I think Hickman and McAllister will make the practice squad. I think DeAnthony Bell, I think still, because of his special teams play, will make the final 53. As for the, and as for kicker, who knows? Who knows? Everybody's going to be watching the kicker waiver wire until Tuesday. I think I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest with you. I have no idea. I hope the kid can work it out. I know in the past when Stefanski was with the Vikings, they cut a very young kicker, and he got picked up by another team, and he ended up being a Pro Bowl kicker. Baltimore, Jason Tucker, early in his career, he wasn't very good. And look what's happened to him. Sometimes you got to have a little patience. I know we're in a win-now situation. I trust the special team coaches, especially Bubba Ventrone, on his opinions. Like I said, if it was the holder, they would have changed holders a long time ago. But we'll have to wait and see. So that's it for this week, day early. As you can tell, I'm still in Pennsylvania, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. This isn't Pittsburgh. So, all right. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for watching and listening and following. It's quite simple. All you have to do is watch, view, listen. You can go to Spotify, Apple, YouTube. I know a bunch of you like me, out of town Browns fans. Some of you will go to YouTube to sign up for the Sunday ticket. Subscribe. It's right there. It's the Fanatical Elves Network. So thanks for watching, and on to cut down day, and then week 1 versus the Cincinnati Bengals. All right. Everybody have a great day, and go Browns.